Hi there. So today we're going to talk about sea otters and how they're basically coming back from a brush with extinction. This past July, an urgent call came into the Marine Mammal Center in Sausalito, California. A young southern sea otter had washed up on the beach at nearby Half Moon Bay, and he didn't look good. When the rescuers arrived, the otter was starving, weak, and disoriented. They rushed him to the Marine Mammal Center to try to save his life. Rescuers nicknamed the otter Yankee Doodle. He's just one of 350 otters that the center had rescued since it opened in 1975. These efforts, along with laws that protect otters, are helping the animals come back from the brink of extinction. A century ago, just about 100 years, just 50 of the otters were left in the wild. Today, there are about 3,000. Scientists hope that someday there will be thousands more. Southern sea otters live along the coast of California. They swim among kelp forest clusters of tall seaweed that are home to many animals and plants. The otters gather invertebrates such as sea urchins, clams, and mussels from the sea floor. Then they float at the surface and balance their meals on their bellies, using rocks to smash open the shells. Otters play an important role in the kelp forest ecosystem. By eating the urchins that graze on kelp, otters help the kelp grow. Sometimes, otters are even referred to as ocean gardeners. 300 years ago, as many as 20,000 sea otters paddled along the California coast. But in the 1700s, people began hunting them for their soft coats. This devastated the otter population. By the 1900s, so few otters were left that scientists thought they were extinct. Then, locals discovered a small group of survivors. Otters help keep underwater plants and animals healthy in the kelp forest ecosystem where they live. Here's how. Sea urchins eat kelp that grows from the sea floor. Otters eat the urchins, which helps the kelp grow, and fish and other animals raise their young in the kelp, which hides them from predators. Isn't that neat? Without otters, urchins would multiply quickly. The urchins destroy entire kelp forests, leaving the seafloor bare. Without kelp, ocean animals have nowhere to raise their young. Think about this. People sometimes eat sea urchins too. What might happen to the ecosystem, do you think, if humans harvested all the urchins? Starting in 1911, people passed laws that made it illegal to hunt sea otters. They also protected some areas where otters live. Later, organizations like the Marine Mammal Center began to rescue stranded otters. They nursed the animals back to health and released them in the wild. These efforts have helped the otter population start to recover. But the animals still face many challenges. People live along the coast and eat the shellfish the otters need. Ships can leak oil and other pollutants into the water. Fertilizer from nearby farms can wash into the ocean and make otters sick. That's what happened to Yankee Doodle. Fertilizer in the water had temporarily caused plant-like organisms called algae to grow out of control. The algae made a toxin called dumoic acid. As invertebrates ate the algae, the toxin built up in their bodies. The more toxic shellfish Yankee Doodle ate, the sicker he got. Veterinarians knew the otter needed better food, pardon me. We put Yankee Doodle on a diet of restaurant quality shrimp, clams, squid, and mussels, said that veterinarian, Johnson. Over the next few months, Yankee Doodle slowly regained his strength. Southern sea otters still live in only a small part of their former range. They swim along a stretch of the California coast just 483 kilometers or 300 miles long. On either end of this small area, great white sharks gather to hunt. Sharks don't typically eat sea otters, but they sometimes mistake them for seals and they attack. This keeps the otters from moving up or down the coast. If we can get otters outside of these hunting grounds, that could really help them, says Carl Mayer. He's a biologist who works with rescued otters at the Monterey Bay Aquarium in California. Scientists there want to start releasing otters in new areas beyond the shark feeding grounds. From there, they hope the otters could spread further along the coast. For now, rescuers are sticking to safe spots. On October 24th, scientists carried a crate to the beach at Half Moon Bay and opened the door. Yankee Doodle waddled out, then dove into the water. Before he swam away, the otter lifted a fuzzy paw toward the people on shore. To some, it almost looked like he was waving goodbye. What do you think that you could do to help protect otters? What could you do to help protect other animals that live in your area? Otters are one of the few animals that use tools. They use rocks to crack open clams and mussels so they can easily eat them. What tool can you design to help you open a sealed plastic bag containing your favorite snack without touching it? You can use any type of craft material available, and please be sure to record what you did and why it worked. Then you can post your information here. And if that's not possible, then share it at home with your parents, with your family, and I hope you enjoy the project. Bye, see you next time.